It's 1893. At the locomotive factory of Hunslet, Northern England, painter Robert Kitson skims through one of the first numbers of a new magazine, The Studio. The front cover illustration by Aubrey Beardsley depicts Wilhelm von Glorden taking photographs of Sicilian adolescents in neoclassical poses. 4 years later, Robert Kitson, Oscar Wilde, painters Frank Brangwyn and Charles Holmes get to visit Wilhelm von Glorden in Taormina. Not long after, Kitson decides to move and live there. On a steep hill, in a garden of almond, olive and orange trees shaded by a large rock of limestone, the building work of Casa Cuseni commences. Its rooms have high ceilings to beat the heat, and the parquet floors protect from cold winters. The walls are at least half a metre thick. There are 5 bedrooms, a lounge, a library and a dining room. The latter is adorned by a mural painting illustrating a dream of tolerance, freedom and the first ever gay adoption. A Roman water duct naturally borders the grounds, scattered by marble, terracotta and local stone. A lion head thrones the end of the pool, overlooking the stairs made in Carrara marble. Behind the columns carved in Syracuse stone is the kitchen, where the cook, Maria, hangs her cross and the serviettes are embroidered with the double C's that inspired Coco Chanel's maison. Having sold the family business, Robert Kitson finances Sir Arthur Evans' expedition in search of the Palace of Knossos, while the Nobel Prize winner Anatole France thrives to recreate Arcadia in Sicily. The English garden with Mediterranean flora is nearly complete when Pablo Picasso convinces Nelson Rockefeller that Frank Brangwyn is the right man to paint the fresco in New York's RCA building. With the outbreak of the war, the house is placed under seals and Robert Kitson leaves for 3 years. He's now an enemy and referred to as Inglese Pazzo, the crazy Englishman. At Robert Kitson's death in 1947, the house goes to his niece, Daphne Phelps. She entertains artists and intellectuals at the residence, such as Danilo Dolci and the archaeologists Piero Orlandini and Dinu Adamustow, who are about to discover the imposing walls of Gela. Mount Etna is reflected in the swimming pool by the pink columns during full moon. Greta Garbo and Gaylord Hauser take place in their favourite bedroom, and the author Jocelyn Brooke describes the mansion in The Dog at Clambercrown. The Sicilian puppets of Emanuele Macri are part of the family, and the history books on Sicily by Dennis Mack Smith are completed within these 4 walls. It's also here that Bernard Russell keeps his celestial teapot. Henry Faulkner brings his little zoo composed of 3 dogs, 6 cats, a duck and a goat. Tennessee Williams sips a dry martini looking out to the Bay of Naxos, while Roald Dahl writes the scenes of his latest James Bond film and hunts for restaurants. Corrado Calli draws the mini court case against the mafia of Judge Navarra, while Giovanni Falcone declares his plans for a maxi court case. In 2005, Daphne Phelps dies, and 6 years later, her memoirs are published in the book A House in Sicily. Concetta and Peppino have faithfully been by Daphne's side as caretaker and maid for 50 years. 6 years after Daphne's death, their daughter Mima and her husband Franco Spadaro look after the house. They keep it as a living library telling the extraordinary history of Casa Cuseni, and have taken on the challenge of opening its doors to the world and to transform it into the Museum of Taormina.